Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm updating you guys on my 22 in 2022, and I have quite a bit of progress. I can't remember, I don't think I'm rolling anything out, maybe one thing. We'll get to it anyways, but yeah, I know I've used quite a bit of these things, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. The first is MAC Double Definition Highlight and Bronzer Duo. This is quite old, and it's something that I would really like to see used up in my collection. I have not gotten a chance to use this because I brought this in specifically for the summer months. Really deep right now. It's something that I can't really use at the moment. The bronzer I probably could get away with using, but the highlight is just far too dark for my current shade, so that one definitely has to wait until the summer. And I'm working on a few other, like focusing on another bronzer, actually a couple of bronzers, so until those usage goals are met, I'm going to be saving this one until the summer months. The next is MAC Azalea Blossom Blush, and this one I have a usage goal of 15 times, and I've so far used this 5 times. And it is a beautiful, cool toned purple pink blush. So beautiful. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that. It has incredibly hard pan, and I have to go over a couple of times before you can really see the pigmentation on it, but it's got a beautiful pink hue and a purple hue to it. You can put them on ombre on your skin depending on how you pick them up on the brush, but there's such hard pan, and it's so hard pressed in the pan that it just takes a lot of effort to pick this product up, but it looks beautiful on the skin. I love this so much, and I was considering decluttering it, but I'm not at all getting rid of it. It's so beautiful. So I have used that 5 times, and I have 10 more usages to hit. And the next one is Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is one of the other bronzers that I'm working on in my collection. It is also a little bit older, but I had gone away from using much bronzer for a while, and now I'm back to absolutely adoring using bronzer every single time I do my makeup. And it's so light, you can't even see it there. It's such a light bronzer on my skin shade. I don't even know if you can even tell. Let me show you on my finger. It's a little bit easier to tell there, but for some reason on the back of my hand you can't even really see it that well. I did 3 swatches, and it's like just a light hue of bronzer. So I have used this one 2 times, and my usage is to go to 10 times. So I'm currently working on 2 other bronzers as well, other than this one. So that's 3 currently, and then this one in the summer, so 4. But this one is one that I kind of pick up every now and then when I've used the other ones enough. And I love this one so much. I love the smell. I love the shade. It just smells so good. So I really like this one a lot, and I would like to actually pick up a more current version of it because I feel like this is so old and it's probably past its expiration, but I do want to get a little bit more usage of it before I do let it go. But it's not something that I plan to pan. I just want to get as much usage as possible, and you can see I definitely have loved on this in the past. But I don't know why I'm like this, but when I find something that I really enjoy, I tend to put it aside and just have it and love that I have it, because if I use it, I won't have it anymore. And so then now what I'm trying to do is just use everything. Like, that was so stupid of me to just buy it, use it a little bit, and then think if I use it too much, I'm not going to have it anymore, and then I have to rebuy it, and I don't want to spend it on that. So I don't know why I think that way, but my mind is definitely changing on the way that I'm looking at stuff, and I'm definitely trying to get use of the things that I absolutely cherish in my collection. So this is something that's going to get quite a bit more love this year. The next one is the Colourpop Cherry Crush eyeshadow palette. I think I am going to stop buying from Colourpop from now on. I feel like their packaging and everything is very sort of immature almost. And it's not that I'm not okay buying fun and cutesy things, but I've had a bad experience with their customer service recently, and as much as I love their eyeshadows and their formula, and the fact that their shadows aren't massive and that you can take them out of the palettes and like reformulate whatever palette you want to make it look like however you want it. I was just really turned off by that, and it was like, I don't know, it was insulting, and I was just not impressed. And so I really think I'm going to be avoiding Colourpop as much as possible, maybe completely. I may not even buy from them ever again. But this one is the Cherry Crush, and I have used it once, and my goal is to use it 5 times. And I feel like right now I have a couple of other things I really want to move through. So I'm going to try to maybe use this at least once more this month, but I have a few other things, as well as in the month of March, it is St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to be using a lot of green eyeshadow in the month of March, especially for the first half. So probably toward the end, I might get a use of this, or maybe 2, depending on the other palettes that I still have in projects. And we still have a few to look at here. So let's just move forward. But yeah, I still have 4 uses on that one. The next is the Stila Eyes Are the Window, and this is such a gorgeous palette. I apologize, it's mirrored. You're going to see all the crap in the background. It's just a beautiful, neutral, cool-toned eyeshadow palette. It's just gorgeous, and I love the formula. I want to use this more, but for some reason, I just haven't grabbed toward this one, and I think it's because I have another couple of neutral palettes that I'm working on, and I don't want to work on like a bunch of neutrals. I want to blend things around, so I think this is one that I will grab toward once I move one of my neutral palettes out of my current projects. So that one I haven't done any uses, but I have 5 usage goal, and 5 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're really focusing heavily on your Pen That palette for the year, it's hard to take 5 uses of all of these palettes that I have and give that attention to those palettes when I'm really trying to pan the other one. So yeah, my mindset, like I'm trying to work on things in a manner that doesn't make me bored with my Pan That palette, and also gives love to the other things that are in my project so that I can move things out. But also I don't want to heavily focus on a bunch of other eyeshadows right now when I can try and move out one specifically out of my collection by the end of the year. So let's go ahead on the next one. It's Urban Decay Naked Heat. I have them all stacked, so I gotta try and unstack them while I'm picking the one that I want. But this is the Naked Heat. I've only used this once, and I have a usage goal of 5 times for this one. And I love this eyeshadow, like the color story. It's beautiful. I'm just not, I don't know what it is with the Urban Decay eyeshadows lately. I just don't gravitate toward them. I don't find them intriguing. I think it's because the Naked line is so neutral and monotone and blah. It just doesn't give me dimension and depth and warmth, and like I know there's a dark shade, but it's not as dark as I would really love it to be, and it's not as pigmented as I would love it to be. But that's not to say I can't add a black or something to deepen up my outer corner. It's just, I think I just want a little bit of something more. So maybe the Naked palettes are just not for me anymore, which is why I don't buy them anymore. But yeah, I had 1 usage on that one out of 5. And then the next one is the Melt Beetlejuice Recently Deceased eyeshadow palette, which is amazing. I love this. I have 3 uses out of 5, and this is one that I'm going to be using quite a bit in March, pardon me, for St. Patrick's Day, because there are 4 greens here. So I'll probably be using just the greens to get those last couple of uses out, and I might use this more than 2 more times. I don't know. It depends. I also might just use this 2 and then focus on the greens in my Pen That palette for March. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know this one's going to be done next month because of the greens. So yeah, excited. 3 out of 5 uses. That's great for that palette. The next is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and I love this eyeshadow palette so much. This is the neutral one that I am like obsessed with. If I could make this my Pen That palette for the year, I don't think I would ever get bored because it's just so beautiful. I don't know what the issue was, why it was reformulated. I have no problems with this palette. I think it's beautiful. I love the metallic-y shimmery shades, these gorgeous ones. I barely touched the pan. I love the neutral shade, like the brow bone or the setting shade. I love the deepening shades. I love the fact that there is a black in here. I have absolutely no issues using this eyeshadow palette, and I'm kind of tempted down the road to get the remastered to see what the difference is in the formula. But for now, I'm totally fine just having this one, and I love it. So I have 3 out of 5 uses on this one, and I could easily foresee myself using this one, probably not in March, but April, and maybe get it out in April, depending on how all the green looks go. If I get a little bit tired of doing greens and I want to do a neutral, I might try to bang this palette out and get that one moved out by the end of the next month as well. The next eyeshadow palette is the Norvina Volume 5, and I haven't used this one at all. I have a usage goal of course, 5 again. And I don't know why I'm not touching this one yet, but I think it's because I'm waiting for more like spring and Eastery time, so maybe like April. It's gorgeous. This whole entire eyeshadow palette is absolutely stunning. I love these shimmers. They're so pretty. Again, I barely touched the eyeshadow. This one is like a matte with a glitter, bunch of glitter through it. And you can actually see the glitter in the matte eyeshadow. Usually it just falls out, but this one is done so well that it stays. But these are just beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows. Like absolutely gorgeous. And I highly recommend these palettes. I think they're wonderful. But I haven't used it yet because I have so many that I'm focusing on. The next item is the Nicki Minaj Onika perfume. I hope I'm saying that right. I love the Nicki Minaj perfumes. I don't think they are made anymore because I can't find them anywhere. But I love them. I love every single one that I've ever tried. And I'm really sad that I can't find them anymore because they have like the best fruity, like florally flirty scent. I love it so much. So this one was at 151 grams and we're still around the same. I have used it a few times, but I don't see any weight changes, which is really strange. So yeah, I'll just have to work on that one. I am trying to focus on my Sin perfume by Kat Von D or KVD Beauty now, but I'll focus on that one more in the summer, I think, because it's got that really beautiful scent to it. The next is the Balm Mary Luminizer, and this one has a usage goal of 12 uses, and I'm currently at 6. So it barely looks touched. I mean, you can see that I've used it, but for me, I was hoping for more of a dip. But when I first started this, it didn't look even touched. Maybe swatched once, and now it looks like it's getting some love. I think you can kind of see there's some, there we go. There's a little bit of a dip kind of going in the center. I guess I was just hoping for more of a dip, but I'll swatch this so you guys can see. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this cult favorite. So nice. And it's such a soft formula. I'm so scared it's going to break. So I don't have too many more uses, just 6, and it's so easy to get that. But the next one that I have right now is my Becca Vanilla Quartz Mini. And this is the one I want to complete because I'm like probably almost halfway there maybe. So this is how much I have. I do have a large amount of pan showing. For me, this is a lot of pan showing for a highlighter. But by next year, I want this out. But I hope this is done before the end of the year so I can work on other highlighters. But I worked on this a little bit last year, and I got the pan showing, and I've been trying to wear down the other portions, like around this area, so that it would be a little bit more flat and easier for me to hit pan. I'm just going to swatch this for you guys. It's so pretty. It's very similar to the Balm Mary Luminizer, but it's just a little more, I feel like it's a tiny bit more neutral and has like a slight peachiness to it, like the slightest. Almost like a duochrome effect because it is very golden, but at the same time it has a very slight hint of peachiness to it. It's just so beautiful. So that one I want to complete. So I don't have any usage numbers written down. The next one is the MAC Extra Dimension Eyeshadow in Sweet Heat. So last month I didn't have any uses, and this month I've used this twice. I'm actually wearing it on my inner lid today, and I love this. It's so beautiful. It's just a nice, easy, neutral color to wear. Just very beautiful. And it's such a nice formula. It's so, like, it's finely milled, but it's not soft, but it's not chalky. It's very hard to explain, but it's a really nice formula. And then I also have Smoky Mauve in the same kind of formula, but I haven't used this one yet at all. Again, I think for the purples, I'm a little bit more waiting to get into like April. And then I'm also using the purples in my Pennette palette for the year. So the other purple stuff is just like being put on hold for now. Urban Decay eyeliner in Rockstar. So this is the one that I have here. It was already kind of short to begin with, but I have definitely used a lot of it. I probably have sharpened off maybe half an inch or more. And so this was at 5 grams last update. And it's now at 3.78 grams. So I have used quite a bit. I have a usage goal of 22 uses, and I've currently used it 13 times. So I'm excited. I'm really excited that I'm making progress on this, and I know I'm going to get this done this year, and I need to get it out because it's quite old and it's starting to move away from the sides on the inside of the packaging. So I don't want to have an eyeshadow that moves around when I'm using it. I want it to be firm in the package. So yeah, I'm not sure I like the pencil versions anymore. I think I like retractables. And the Colourpop ones were doing really good for me, but now I might have to try and find an alternative because they a little bit pissed me off. So, okay. We are going to look at the next one, which is my samples. I don't have any updates on samples because I'm using other things. So samples are still the same as last time. I have 4 used. The next is the MAC Fix Plus in the scent of coconut. It's my favorite MAC Fix Plus scent. I love it so much. It's so nice. This was at 99 grams last time, and it's now at 94 grams. So I've used quite a bit, but not as much as I thought I would use. But I'm also using another MAC Mini, and I'm also using a different setting spray and my Pixie Glow Mist. So I have a bunch of things on the go right now, and I really did think I was going to get more use of this, but I would like to see this gone in like 2 months' time, hopefully. And the last two, this one is the Hourglass Ambient Light Powder Palette, and it was a goal of 22 uses. I was at 99 grams, and I'm now at 98.78, which means I've used it, which is so exciting. Last year, I had it in all year in my project, my 21 and 2021, and I think I maybe used it less than 5 times. And this year I have 22 uses on it, or 22 uses goal to reach, and I have already used it 12 times. So I'm so excited, and I might actually change that goal to completion, but I'm just going to wait to see what it looks like by the time I get to 22 uses. This one here is getting quite flat in the pan. I'm sure you can actually see that. This is a very high. I'm not sure if it was already, I think it was a little bit higher than the other ones to begin with anyhow, but I haven't really used the highlighter portion of this a lot. I use this for like setting underneath my eyes or a little bit on my forehead sometimes. And then this one I put to bronze out the rest of my face sometimes. So it looks like a really light bronzer, but it's actually a really good shade for me. I'll see if I can swatch it here. So it looks a lot darker on my arm than it does when I put it on my finger. I don't know what that is, but it's just the weirdest thing. So it works very well as a bronzer, and I'm really glad that I'm getting used to this, and I want this piece of crap gone by the end of the year. I'm so tired of looking at it. I'm just over Hourglass, honestly. Their products are nice, but they're not incredible. I don't feel like they're so amazing that they're worth the value that they are, like what they charge. And I feel like their shade ranges are so small that they need to really increase. Like, It's just like, it's 2022. Get those shades out there, you know? The last one is my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC25. And I had a usage goal of 10 uses, and this is the one that I finally met my goal on. So I have one thing that I get to roll out. It's not a rolling style, so I'm not bringing anything in its place. I'm just considering it done. But I think what I'm going to do is like low-key still use this a little bit with other concealers, because I have a few other concealers that are quite white on my skin, like very, very pale. And I think that combining this one, so I'll get a bit of usage on this and those other ones. I know it'll slow down the progress on the other ones, but I feel like at least this way I'm getting the shade that I like and I prefer. Do I have it on today? No, I do not. So yeah, I think, and in summer too, I might put this in maybe a Partners in Cream when I revamp my project or something, just because I do want to pull this in again and get the usage out of it. But I'm so close to being done. I don't even know if I showed you guys. I'm so close to being like halfway at least. I feel like this is a huge dip. If you could see it in person, it's quite a huge dip. I'm not halfway yet. I'm probably about 2/3 of the way. So I just know that this is like too much concealer for me to use in 1 year. So I don't need to have that much concealer in my life, honestly. I have enough, I think, for right now to get me through. And once I see what the formulas are like on the ones that I currently have still, because I don't switch them around often. I just use one and I focus on one until completion. I'm a very hyper-focused person when it comes to my project panning. I like to use one thing, get it done, and then bring the other thing in and get that done. I don't like to dibble-dabble here and there. I don't know why I'm like that, but I'm trying really hard to change that about myself, because I feel like spreading the love amongst my things makes my project pans a little bit more interesting for myself and a little more interesting for you guys to watch, that I'm actually using my stuff. So I think my concealers is a project for me on its own, where I need to see what works for me, what is good for my skin, because I am maturing, and the skin under my eyes, I'm getting a little bit of wrinkling, and because like, I mean, I need some sleep, man. I'm getting some bags under my eyes. So the hydration, I need the hydration. So maybe I just need to add some extra moisturizer there, maybe some eye cream or something before I apply my concealer, and a less heavy under eye powder. But I am working on so many things. I just need to make everything work the best of my ability to suit my skin needs. So I have some things to do when it comes to concealers. I need to try a few different brands, different formulas, and see what I like and what works best for me. So concealers is a project for me. I thought I was going to do a no-buy on concealers, and I'm going to try to do that for a while, but I have a few in my collection that are quite old, that are very cakey and thick and do not look good at all, and it would be really nice to have something that benefited like me looking better than me looking more tired and adding to the wrinkles. You know, you don't want to add to that. So I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's all of everything I've touched on. A couple of things I finished already, and one thing I decluttered, which is really great. I'm seeing a little bit of more movement in my collection, things getting used, things that I'm not using getting out of there. And yeah, hitting my goals. So that's really great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to click on my video. I hope you will also take the time to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.